Dalkiewicz, and I am currently a junior at the Governor's School Innovation Park. I originally came from Patriot High School. And I'm here to talk to you guys today about my story as an AP biology student and some advice that I wish I would have had before coming into the program. So a little bit about me. I am a basketball player, and I enjoy doing everything that a normal teenager does. I mean, hanging out with friends, listening to music, all that stuff. And then there was the school aspect, where I've never dealt or had any struggles with school. School's always kind of come naturally to me. I've never had trouble with math or science, so I figured that coming into this program would be very good for me, so I could be challenged. And I was definitely challenged this past year. I chose AP Biology because I enjoyed the pre-AP Biology that I took ninth grade year, and I thought it would be a good fit for me. I thought I would really enjoy it. Something I did not understand before coming into this course was the importance that it is to stay organized, and I realized I was not organized like I thought I was. I realized I had no clue how to study, and I never really understood the teamwork aspect of an AP course. So, yeah. Being organized is probably one of the most important things about this course, including the whole Governor's School program. There is a lot of work that will be done this year when you guys are taking AP Biology, and there will be a lot of tests and study groups and things that just a lot of stuff to do, and it's very important you stay organized. So the first thing I did when I came into this course and I realized the amount of work that had to be done and all the tests and exams, I bought one of these, and this piece of paper, this big calendar, has been my saving grace this past year. I highly recommend that each one of you goes out and gets an agenda, if the school gives you one, cool, or a big calendar like that, and when you get your syllabus, write down every exam that's on the syllabus. If Mr. Mono gives you work projects in advance, write those on there, because that is very, very important that you understand the timing and you understand what you have when. Another thing is procrastination. Coming into this course, I did not realize the amount of work that everything would take and the amount of time everything would take. So waiting till the last minute, it did not help at all. It caused a lot of stress. It caused late nights. I was very tired all the time. It just wasn't working. So I had to find a way to plan out a schedule each and every day from when I got home from school to when I went to bed. And a calendar like that or an agenda helps a lot in understanding your timing and understanding things like that. Another thing that is very important is learning how to study. I had no clue how to study. I had always studied when I went to school, just looking over my notes 5 minutes before class and getting an A. That's the truth. That's what I did. And then I came here and I realized that was not working. It wasn't working anymore. So I realized that this book is very, very important. I would read it every night. I would do study guides. I would go in the back of the book and do all the practice tests. Mr. Mono takes questions from the back of the book, so thank me later. Yeah, and I also went out and bought a review book, like Barron's or Princeton Review. I recommend Barron's. But yeah, I went out and I bought one of those books, and I studied and I took notes, and I started to see improvement. One thing this course does is it proves that in order to be successful, you really need to put the work in. As a student athlete, I learned very quickly that it would not be easy, and it wouldn't be fun to come home late at night after a game and do homework. But it's what had to be done, and studying and everything. It had to be done, and I learned that I learned the meaning of teamwork on the basketball court, but I didn't know the meaning of teamwork off the basketball court and in the classroom. And I learned that everyone that is in your AP biology class, you guys are kind of like a big bio family. Make friends. See who lives near you. If anyone goes to the same school as you, make friends and have a study group on the weekends. A couple kids from our class, we would all meet up at Panera the weekend before a test and go over everything. And it really helped me because I'd always studied alone because that's what I always thought helped me best. But I realized that being in a group and studying with other people, it really does help. So, yeah. And something that was different at my old school is no cell phones, no laptops out. At Gov School, you're allowed to have your cell phone out and you're allowed to have your laptop out. Those things are very tempting. It's very tempting for me to go on NBA.com and look at who won the game last night or look at highlights instead of listening to the lecture or paying attention on my phone instead of writing notes. I highly, highly recommend that each one of you pays attention in class. You got into this program for a reason. Prove to everyone that you can do well in this program. Prove to everyone that you can overcome all the stress and all the hard work that it takes to be successful in this program. And with that type of attitude, that type of motivation, it can get you pretty far in this course. But yeah, I had a great time this year. I love Ms. Romano. She's an amazing teacher. So, I mean, you guys have a very, very big advantage over the kids at your other high school because Ms. Romano is amazing. And yeah, you got to put the work in though. She's not going to take your AP test for you. So yeah, with that said, I hope you guys have a great year, and I hope that this little advice video helped a little bit. So good luck and work hard.
Hey, my name is Montanez, and I'm a junior currently this year at the Governor's School at Innovation Park, and I am studying in the biology strand. Um, this is basically a confessional about how the year has gone for me. So, to begin, let's start from the beginning of the year. It was very cool and interesting um, how everybody in the program was just as interested and driven in learning as I was. So that was definitely a cool aspect to Governor School. Also, everybody in the program was very nice and easy to make friends with. So that also helped out a lot. Um, Coming in, I thought the classes were going to be a breeze, just like they were at my base school, Woodbridge. But I was wrong. And I quickly realized that, especially in biology, after about the first 2 weeks, um, after my first test, which I almost failed, no, I didn't fail, I got a D, I realized that if I really wanted to succeed in my science class, not just my science class, in all my classes, that I really needed to put the effort in and really make sure that I am trying my best to succeed. So, a major factor that I had to learn this year was time management. That the work isn't it isn't so consuming. It's just you have to know how to manage your time and make sure you're working it out in the appropriate ways and don't drag it out so you have time to do other things. So governor school really taught me how to be able to manage my time, which is very helpful. And it gets you used to the experiences that you're gonna be exposed to in college. So that really helped out. Um, in biology, uh, you need to stay on top of your game basically the whole year. You can't let your guard down. You always have to be freshened up on whatever your teacher, your professor is going to be talking about next class, so you don't get lost. And honestly, the information is very fun to learn. It's interesting. It's about life. It's about your body individually, what goes on, why, structure and function. Um, and if you are if you're determined and you've put in the effort to be a good student, then your grades are going to your grades are going to reflect that. So the main purpose is, or the main idea for this whole confessional is to be a determined student and be excited to learn the information, because with that you will succeed in
A junior at the Governor School at Innovation Park, and I am also a junior at Freedom High School. So basically, this is a little how to pass AP Biology, how to survive the course. Survival is vital in this course. You will want to crash and burn at some point. You will want to cry out in frustration. You will want to say, I give up. I don't want to do anything. We'll see how life goes for me if I don't go to college or something. But you will get through it. And I'm saying this because I've gotten through it. My AP exam is 2 days from now, and honestly, I feel prepared. I actually do feel prepared for once, but of course I'm still studying frantically, hoping I can get a 5, maybe a 4, maybe a 3. We'll see. But so these are just a few tips which should help you survive in this course, get through it, learn everything. Hopefully you're gonna be a junior next year. You're gonna be taking AP Biology, and maybe you're a senior, but yeah, it will be a lot, especially because most of this is a junior bio at Governor School, so I'm gonna assume most of you are juniors, and junior is extremely stressful. You have your SATs, you have your ACTs, you're starting to look at colleges, you're applying for scholarships, you're trying to get into all these leadership positions, and you're trying to keep your GPA up because this is a GPA that you use when you apply to colleges. And you're just filled with everything because it's just so much, and then you have governor school on top of it, so you're like the cream of the crop. You are challenging yourself the most, and you really need to understand that along with the challenge, you have to organize yourself. You have to have good studying habits. You have to learn to balance your schedule, so you do finish your work, you do get sleep, you do build leadership positions, you do keep your GPA up. So basically, I mean, this is a little how-to for AP Biology, but some of these tips will help you in your other classes, so I recommend you definitely implement them in your life, and don't disregard what I have to say, because I have learned the hard way that some things, sometimes you need to listen to others and organize, use their tips because they've been through it and they know what they're talking about, and it's not like you can do everything, you're not Superman. Yeah, so I would say tip number 1 is to buy an AP Biology review book. I recommend Barron's. With this review book, you have a lot of ways you can go through it. Obviously, you can review it while you're learning the chapters in class, but I would also recommend that before each chapter, you go through and you read the chapter, the correlating chapter in your review book, just so you have a basis of what you are going to learn in class in depth. So when Ms. Romano does explain something, it's just like, oh yeah, I read about that, I understand it. And definitely in the summer, read through like the first 5 chapters maybe, or even just the first chapter before you learn it. That way it'll help you. And biology has 4 main themes. I would definitely review the 4 main themes and see if you can actually answer, like you can actually relate some biological aspect that you know, such as structure affects function. That's one of the main themes. So you can be like, oh, do I know that? Yeah, I do, because last year you learned in like pre-AP bio about enzymes and substrates and their active site. So obviously structure affects function. And AP Biology is a hard course. It's not easy like pre-AP Bio where you can breeze through it. So studying is essential. So tip number 2, study. Yeah, study. Don't think you know it all. Don't think you will get through it because you were in class and you listened to her. You won't. You won't. Honestly, what you learn in class is half of what's on the exam. You will learn stuff in class, but what is on the exam is actual application. It is nothing like you learn in class. Like, maybe in class you learn 2 plus 2 is 4, but on the exam it will ask you how many apples can, like, a frog eat. Frogs don't eat apples, but yeah, that's what it'll ask you. Like, you have to be able to apply your knowledge, and you have to be able to use it on, like, a broader range. So it's crazy. It's just like, I never learned this, and you're going to want to just crumble up into a little ball and not do school or anything, but it'll be fine. I mean, I got through it. You can get through it too. Tip number 3, organize yourself. You have to be organized because Gov School is a technologically advanced program. So we are given laptops, and with these laptops you are also given online submissions. Submissions that are not due by midnight, they are due by 11:59 p.m. on the dot. You have to turn in your online submission at that time, and there are so many. In math, you get web science. In biology, with Miss Romano, she likes to give you a lot of projects. She likes to give you mastering bios. She likes to give you study questions where you have to answer them, and then she likes to give you corrections where you have to explain why each wrong answer is wrong. So it's a lot of work. So you can't start it like an hour before submission. I've done that and it's never worked out. I always end up turning it in late and I get points taken off. And then also you have lab reports, which are due by 11:59 as well. So definitely organize yourself, have a little calendar, an agenda, some sort of thing where you can write down your dates, you can write down what's due, and you can get it done in time. Organization is essential as well because you just need to get your work done in time because it's not worth getting points taken off for by turning it in late. It's really going to affect your grade. Also, like, with these assignments, you have a fuller if you, like, do bad on a test or something. Organization is key. And tip number, I think we're on 4. Tip number 4, I would say balance everything out. Me personally, last year I was in over 10 clubs, and over 6 of them I was a president. I honestly, with Gov School, I gave up all my leadership positions. I just kept one position. I kept class president, and that is the only leadership position I kept because you cannot be a president of like 6 clubs and do Gov School, and I worked on top of it, so it was a lot. I had to learn to balance it out. I didn't want to give up my leadership positions. I didn't want to stop working, but I also wanted to do Gov School and take all AP classes. It's a lot. You have to keep it in check. Like, honestly, you won't be able to do it all. So definitely I gave up all my leadership positions, and you will have to compromise a few things if you want to do Gov School. But compromise isn't necessarily bad because Gov School is amazing. It's going to look exceptional on your resume. It's going to look exceptional when you apply to colleges. So definitely you want to compromise. You can work and keep leadership positions and do Gov School together. You just have to find that balance. If you can't do it, I recommend go. Because there are people function on different amounts of sleep. Sometimes you need a lot of sleep. Sometimes you're fine with like 2 hours. But definitely I'd find a healthy balance. Get at least 4 to 6 hours of sleep. So don't inundate yourselves with like a job and then a billion after school activities and Gov School. It just gets a lot because you have a lot of content to do, and then you have a lot of complex assignments which do require time. Like, they can be the simplest of things, like you'll have 10 questions to do, but because of the complexity of the content itself, it will take you a long time to finish it. So balance yourself, find that equilibrium where you can do work and you can do leadership positions and you can do Gov School and you can be successful and keep yourself healthy. And tip number 5 would be listen to Miss Romano. That is my biggest tip. She is an amazing teacher. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for her, I would have dropped out of bio and not done it. I've seen my bio teacher at my base school. I've seen the way they teach class, and their kids are not even prepared for the AP exam. They don't learn everything that they need to, and so I would recommend listening to Miss Romano. She does this little eye thing where she'll stare at you and be like, I recommend you do this, do it, which means that she will probably have a quiz on it. She will probably put it on the test. Do it. I did that. I didn't listen. I didn't do it. And then it was one of my FRQ questions actually on the test. What was it on? It was Punnett squares. And I didn't do it. They were like dihybrid crosses. And she said, do the practice problems. Look at the answer key. I didn't do it. When it came to the test, I got that whole question wrong. Like, all of them. So I recommend listening to Mr. Romano, and I think that's it right now. You just have to find the balance. You will be successful. You will get it all done. And good luck next year. Listen to Miss Romano. Study. Organize yourself. Find that balance. basically those are the main things that you need to do. And yeah, so good luck next year. You guys will be awesome and you will pass. And Ms. Romano will do everything in her power to make you better students and make sure you get everything for the AP exam.